Now, it is a crusaders' castle built in the 12th century and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. But like so much else in Syria, the fortress near Homs has been almost torn apart by the ferocity of the Syrian civil war. The Crac Chevaliers, controlled for almost 2 years by Islamist rebels, was retaken this month by government forces. Our international editor, Lindsay Hilson, was the very first foreign journalist to enter the building since its recapture and has this report.
It's dominated the landscape since the 12th century. A crusader castle, villages at its feet. Today, Crac des Chevaliers looms over a scene of utter destruction. The people who lived here have fled, their homes and property destroyed. Syrian government soldiers showed me around. Opposition fighters occupied the fortress for the past 2 years, until a decisive battle 10 days ago. The rebels seem to have abandoned the fortress in something of a hurry. Look at everything they left behind. It seems that this was a room which they used for sleeping, eating, cooking. And the arrow slits, used by archers at the time of the Crusaders, 900 years later, in the last few months, they've been sniping positions. Bombs and artillery wreak more damage than crossbows and battle axes. Lawrence of Arabia described it as the most complete and admirable castle in the world, but parts have been reduced to rubble. Last year, the rebels filmed as government forces bombed the castle. Even the strongest fortress couldn't withstand this. Who knows when archaeologists will be able to assess the damage? The rebels, many of them jihadis from Lebanon, wrote, "There is no God but God, and Allah is his prophet." Inside the Crusader church, we found signs that they had used it as a living room. Scattered children's shoes, evidence that some had had their families with them. As fighters have done for centuries, they surveyed the area from the battlements and sometimes went on raids. 6 soldiers from the nearby village of al-Nusra died fighting the men who occupied the castle. They're seen as martyrs by the Christians who live here. They support President Bashar al-Assad and are thrilled that the rebels have finally been ousted.
Our life was terrible, really frightening. We were always worrying about our children when they went to school. The armed men in the castle terrified us.
They blamed foreign jihadis for corrupting the local Sunni Muslims who lived in the village at the foot of the fortress.
I am a teacher and I used to teach in the village of Crac des Chevaliers. The people were never like that before. They were loyal and polite. They had morals. Those who came here brainwashed those young men. Those foreigners destroyed our country.
Inside the fortress, Syrian soldiers are taking up residence, just like the Crusaders, the Mamluks, the jihadis. Generations of young men fighting for religion and country. Protected by the vast walls, in their time all must have felt invincible. But no regime lasts forever. Whatever the damage wrought by this latest conflict, Crac des Chevaliers will outlast them all.
Lindsay Hilson reporting from Syria.